Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump back into the action, I hope everybody has a fantastic holiday. We aren't going to have any more games until New Year's Eve. This is going to be the last one. I'm going to take a little bit of time off of work. So yeah, if you're interested in joining us in any of our games come the new year, be sure to reach out to me and let me know. And aside from that, I don't think there's anything else I care to really go over, so let's just play the game. All right, who rolled the natural one?
That would be me.
Tell us what happened last session.
So we gathered along with, I think, a few hundred other people on a mountaintop on the outside of Uthadern for the funeral of Hedge Dust. Without his body, we had an empty casket. And one by one, the high priest invited people to go up and say a few words and put in the coffin a piece of some dirt from where the first place they had met Hedge. There were so many mourners that by the end of it, we had half filled the casket, even though there was no body in it. At the end of the ceremony, the Dust family took the casket away to perform the final rites alone as his family. And the rest of the mourners headed into a bar to celebrate Hedge's life. We spent the rest of the evening talking to many of the adventurers that Hedge had worked with over the years. Different people that have traveled back and forth across the world. Iblis and Kothar, to name just a few. Another undescriptive or nondescript woman that we never did get the name of. Though they were very interested in some of the things that went on while we were gone. They did lead us to know that the woman that's been meeting with Delilah is actually named Luna. She has a husband named Lucifon and a son named Krev. We're not really sure where that's Creve. Not sure where that's going to lead yet, and while we were there, Sinclair had a conversation with the leader of the Church of Ravens to find out where his power actually comes from, since he's always been under the impression that it came from Delilah. The leader tells him that it does not come from Delilah, that his power comes from himself. And with that, we decide that our next step will be to go try and retrieve our lost friend Jasper and try to undo some of the damage we've done with Delilah.
So, you all participate in the festivities of the mourning process here in Uthadern, and about a week later, all of the conversing, constant drinking, talking slowly fades away. An entire week of hardcore drinking. Everyone other than Fordrum has to give me a con save.
Only in a dwarven town could it be this way.
Corvus, O'Nell, there was once a period in both of your lives where a good description of you would be party boy. That period has left. And you just have the worst throbbing in your head that just won't go away. You're perfectly fine at the end of the week, but you are severely dehydrated, and alcohol currently repulses the two of you.
I have been there.
Yes. Everyone else, though, you kept up in some capacity. So, you're all sitting there inside of the Bright Blade helm right after breakfast, where three of you are eating happily and, well, eating easily, and 2 of you are getting as much grease as you possibly can into your gullets. This is where we begin the new story arc.
So, I'm assuming we're heading to Eiselcross to try and find Jasper and Delilah.
Is?
Well, weren't we going to drop off the book first?
Well, that's the question. Are we going to drop off the book first, or are we heading straight there? All right, so we want to drop off the book first.
I would like the book to not be in anyone's possession but someone other than us as soon as possible.
And I'm fine with that.
Agreed.
And you wouldn't let me throw it in the volcano?
No. We threw the other book at the volcano. That was enough loss of knowledge.
We're not near the volcano enough to throw it in there, so
So we can go whenever. I don't know if everyone else needs some more time here, if there's anything they want to do in Uthadern.
I do. I've got a
Okay.
few things. One, I'm gonna take this, and I hold up this 2 stacks of platinum coins.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make something to hold that, and I point at the little moonstone that Argon has. I'm gonna make that look better. I mean, that works, but I'd like it to be nicer.
Just
Sounds
give
good to
you
me.
platinum for that.
Yeah, it's a better. We heard earlier it conducts better.
But what would conduct good enough?
The cheapskate of the party.
You're a noble. Why are you a cheapskate?
Yeah, a noble who's been ruined already. I'm not keen to go back to that thing.
I thought we reopened a platinum mine for your family.
We
we
did.
did, but it takes a little time for one thing. And for another, I'd rather not hurry back.
Hurry back to poverty.
Being in debt.
Yes, that.
Okay.
I don't mind personally. You can go ahead and use it
Thanks.
because we all earn the money from finding.
No, I mean, if you're dead set on it, I'm not going to, stop you or anything, but I'm just saying, does it have to be?
I understand the concern, and I agree that it could be a thing. But we did find a fairly big chunk of it that we did bring to your dad, that we did say, this is what you can find in your mind. And so conceptually, it'll work out, I think, in the long run. And later, as we find platinum, I'll gladly give it on over. I just want to make this thing. I haven't worked with this type of metal much. I've done lots of stuff in gold, silver.
I think gold's going to clash with my skin color anyway.
I agree completely.
Fordham, do you know any smiths in town that would do a folded blade for me?
A what blade?
So the way you make my heritage's blade is by folding the steel.
Oh, yeah, I do that. I can do that.
Well, I know you're gonna be busy with that project. I figured.
I don't think this is going to take me long. It's jewelry. I mean, it's coins in a jewelry. They melt easy. They roll out easy. They bend easy. It's not the task that you're asking for. By the way, didn't we kind of negotiate if we do something for the Dust family, we could use their forge again?
Yeah, technically, they wanted us to bring back their son.
Oh,
No, that was to pay for the first time we used it. If we wanted to use it again, we had to pay gold.
it was
the way I remember it.
It was pay gold for the second
Yeah,
one. Okay,
for the second one.
I wasn't sure if it was one of each. All right,
No, they let us use the forge the first time on credit
right,
in exchange for tracking down
Yeah,
hits.
Okay.
they told me that if I wanted to forge it
right,
with them forging it, it would cost me 12,000 gold.
right.
So
I
if they
remember
would
that.
let you do it for less, if you were the one to use their forge.
Yep, I remember. But
You
no,
would just have to
folding.
pay grandma for her slot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we could pay grandma less than 12k
That
gold for
landed
her
wrong.
slot?
That went to the funny bone instead of.
I'm just glad this isn't the Saturday group.
Yeah, I know, right?
We could go ask, but because we do have that ore still left over, but I didn't know
No.
if we wanted to make that trip out there.
Mm-mm. No, I think the objects of priority are book number 1, to which, if I'm not mistaken, you probably don't need me to go with you, right? Unless you think that that would be the jumping off point to going to wherever you would find Jasper.
Well, I think it'll probably be easiest if we, because I don't have a way to get back here.
Yep.
So
Got it.
we're all going to have to go from there. I probably, odds are I could probably get someone in my family to get us at least closer to Isel.
Right. Okay.
Hopefully. Depending upon how mad they are that I took off.
Right. So, Joey, how long does it take to do a jewelry thing like a circle that holds a stone?
An augmented one, or just that holds it?
Well, I mean, it is an augmented one. I'm making
Okay.
a circlet for the giant's head, for his moonstone.
Does that require an
Let
augment?
me-
Platinum. It requires a socket. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1 week of downtime
Oh, okay. So
for
then
a
I'm
single socket.
and that's all that this needs, right?
If that's all you want to do, yeah.
Was that what this? I'm just trying to hold this moonstone.
For Argon.
Yeah.
You could technically use
Yeah.
your channel divinity.
No, I can't.
That does not. No, it can't. No. He can only craft things up to 100 GP value with that.
Ah,
That are not magical. Not that augments are innately magical, but what he is crafting is more expensive than 100.
ah.
I did that specifically so that these clerics were not broken.
No worries. Do you think the head priest would allow you to use his magic circle to get back, Argon?
I don't know that the priest here has a magic circle. The only magic circle we're aware of that's in here is Cobalt Soul.
Well,
And right now, we know for a fact that no one in Uthadurn wants people teleporting from Tal'Dorei into Uthadurn
yeah.
because of the war.
Hmm.
That is a hard sell.
So even if I knew it, we would be annoying people if we did it. So
Don't you think our real good chance would be to maybe ask the druid?
Druid might be able to do it.
I don't know.
Depends upon if the
Silver?
Druid's ever been to Iselcross or not.
So
Or if there's trees.
it'll take me a week to make this, probably. Maybe a little less, but roughly a week.
Yeah, that's why I figured if I could find another smith that could just fold the blade in the meantime.
Well,
If you're looking for a
usually takes-
mundane blade, that's super easy. But if you're looking for a really good magical weapon, you need a really good blacksmith.
and that takes about a month. I mean, it takes me only like 2 weeks, but it takes most people a month. And that was going to be my question, Joey, because I do things in twice the double time. Can I get this done in 3 days instead of or 4?
We round up everything 4.
4.
Yeah.
So 4 days. 4 days, or 3 weeks if I want to do the blade and this thing. Thoughts?
I'm fine either way. I'm good with taking the time if you want. If Sinclair needs a blade,
Yeah.
then we certainly take the time to make the blade.
I could use the recovery time.
All right. Well, Corvus, are you okay with spending a couple of extra weeks here? I'll tell my mom. We'll get some food.
You
I'm
can
fine
have
with
some
that.
water.
Yeah.
All right. We can all drink a lot of water and get rehydrated.
I'm doubly fine for that.
Might be
Alrighty,
worth
so-
it to try and befriend and or get some kind of rapport with the druid.
You're the least noisy one of the party.
Who, me?
No, Corvus.
I think that falls under my category.
He's the least obnoxious one in the party. No, also false. Also false. Yeah, Onel. That's 100% Onel. He's the only one who's quiet and not obnoxious.
Corvus likes the dog, though.
Oh, the dog likes Corvus. I'm not sure that that's agreed upon sentiment.
That's a toe in.
And I'm gonna guess that dog likes most people.
Well, I'd like to get started. So just tell me what you decide. I'll be in the next room back in the forge. I'll stop when you guys are ready for bedtime. And I'll be around for dinners and meals.
All right. So 3 weeks downtime? 3 weeks downtime? 3 weeks downtime?
I would like
Alrighty.
to spend a significant chunk of that time training the owlbear in the arts of sneaking around.
Hey, O'Neill, did you want
You
me to
first
go
have
through
to
that?
train him to sneak Pack's forge room. So
Did you want me to look through that journal?
Journal.
Okay.
you're gonna have to be more specific.
The one from the thief. The one he's
Trader.
yeah.
From who?
The one who stole the moonstone?
The trader who originally
Oh!
hired.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. Yeah, that one. Sorry, there's been a lot of journals you guys have come across so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I still have the ability to read magical script and non-magical script and see if there's anything hidden.
Sure.
Alrighty. So, forge room. We already know what you are attempting to do with your downtime.
Yeah. And know this, that even
So-
though like channel divinity isn't part of it, because it has a limitation based on gold piece value, I do pray and make it all of these a religious endeavor based on, who I am and what I do.
Absolutely. Now, for the circlet,
Yep.
I need you to roll me a jeweler's check
Yep.
utilizing dexterity.
Okay, I'm gonna cast, before I dive into that, I'm gonna do enhanced ability so that I get on myself, so that I get advantage on
Okay.
it. And then I'll
And you have how
do-
many spell slots you could use towards that per day?
Please hold. It is a second level spell. So
How many second level plus level spells do you have access
so
to?
3 and 3. So roughly 6 spells at times a day.
So 6 hours a day you have access to it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's enough to give you straight advantage. Yeah. You do 8
Cool.
hours of work, so we'll round up. Easy enough.
Cool.
All right, go ahead and roll me.
Okay. There we go. Not bad.
25. The circlet is made pristinely. Exactly how you wish for it to look, exactly how you wish for it to function, fit, everything about it is precise and perfect. Next, you wish to spend 2 weeks of downtime attempting to craft a folded blade out of what metal?
Well, because I want it to be a nice pattern, I'd like to do 2 different levels of carbon in my 2 different metals. So I don't know what is available readily, but
Yes.
yeah. So I will find
And Uvadern
whatever-
metal is available. All of it.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, there's probably plenty of just shit sitting in the shed that I could take and fold up.
Anybody using this aluminum? Just
I try not to use the aluminum.
Yeah, I got you.
Spit on it, see if it turns rusty by the end of the week when I'm done with the thing. And if it is, we're good.
All right. So, first off,
Yep.
in order to use their forge, you have to pay them 2,000 gold.
My parents?
No, if you're trying to forge his blade, or were you going to take this up to Cinderella's Sanctum, or are you just going to forge this at home?
I was just going to do this at home. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, never mind. No,
If it was 2K gold to use their forge, shoot, I'll pay it out of my part of the proceeds.
Right.
If that's an option, I mean, I could, but I think that's a week of travel to get there.
I would use all my leveled spells to just get you closer every day.
No.
It wouldn't be. No, it's a week of travel. It's a long way.
Yeah.
You can get him closer, but not considerably.
No, I was just going to do this as our temporary fix using the forge here at home. I mean, we're not bending something that needs that kind of heat.
Unless we use that metal, but yeah.
Unless we use the stone, but that's a whole nother ballpark.
Yeah.
Now, you will require Argon to do this.
Okay.
Each morning, Argon has to give you a 6th level spell slot into the metals during the forging process.
Okay.
In order to craft crafting these things is difficult. You can do the other one because it only requires a 3rd level spell slot, but this is 2 augment slots into 1 object.
Oh, okay.
It requires a 6th level spell slot to do it. It's considerably harder, but you're really good at blacksmithing. So, Give me a smith supply check utilizing strength.
All right, same thing with the whole
Mm-hmm.
whatchamacallit. Boom. 31.
Z. It's your first time trying this technique of folding a blade into creating a stronger, edge. But honestly, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple when you start getting the groove of it. I mean, phenomenal theory and technique behind it as well. This is definitely a blade that is forged with the intent to cut.
Yeah.
Where some other blades are a bit more defensive and sturdier and stronger, but you're not losing that much durability in this at all, considering.
Right.
So, after 2 weeks of doing that, you have successfully forged a folded samurai's blade.
Did I even
katana
quench it so that it got the correct bend in the...
Oh, yeah. It is as perfect as you wish for it to be. You rolled perfect. It doesn't get better.
Right. I'm pretty excited to present it. I asked him for the suba and the guard and the pommel afterwards. Slide them all together. Put a little bit of the glue that you use. Press it together. Put the pin in. Give it a shake. Because that's the test. If it rattles in that shake,
it doesn't move even in the slightest. And of course, the best check, you can cut a piece of parchment just by placing the blade's edge against it.
Yep.
I've seen enough movies.
Yeah. It has hundreds of little tiny lines on it where all the different layers can be revealed. And I hold it out to him and go, I hope this works for you. It's the best I've ever made.
Sinclair, this is the best blade you've ever seen.
I don't even think the Imperial Army has better blades.
I just nod to him. Thanks. It was really a pleasure to make. I give all praise to the Father for allowing us to have such a wonderful success.
I appreciate it.
Let's get into the downtime for everybody else then. Let's start with Argon.
I'm gonna spend my time that I'm not casting that 6th level spell slot. I'll spend my time at the Cobalt Soul. I'm just gonna research generic stuff about Isocross. I don't have anything specific I'm looking for, but I want to be a little more prepared in case I need to know something when we get there. Just geography, stuff like I don't even need information now. I just want to enable myself to be able to make skill checks when we get there. So,
all right.
Since I imagine I haven't studied Isocross much in my formal education, I doubt it came up much. So,
throw me an intelligence check. Remember, it is 100 GP to make this roll.
Okay.
And you're getting a +1 for spending an additional week doing this. So you can get a +2 for spending 2 weeks.
I'll spend
if you do this all 3 weeks.
I'm going to do it all 3 weeks. So,
all right, so you get a +2.
So just a straight intelligence?
Straight intelligence.
Okay. And +2, so 15.
That gives you 2 bits of very useful information.
Okay.
Basic geography of this location is kind of very closely kept to individuals. However, in your studies, you start getting different segments of tinier maps, and you commission one of the younger reservists to draw you up a map of everything that you are pointing at, which reveals to you this entire area, that you have a custom-made map to show you what is around. It points out all of the tiny islands that sit around the primary island of Foren, right here. That is your first bit of information that you get from all of this. The second bit is more of an alarming bit of information. Getting to Isocross, you're gonna have to take a boat. Magical forms of, high-level magic performed here sometimes have dangerous repercussions and effects depending on proximity of different locations. And this would include teleportations and stuff such as that. In addition to that, you're probably going to have to take a boat, and Ballenpost is owned by the Cobalt Reserve. Not the Cobalt Reserve, I'm sorry, Cerberus Assembly.
Really? Well, I guess that's Corvus's area. But Ballenpost is owned by the Cerberus Assembly. That's the only real port.
Correct.
Do I know what sails for Ballenpost? What ports have ships that go to Ballenpost? Or are there any real known ones?
On this side of the world that you're on, there's one port possible in this entire area. Palebank Village.
Okay.
Yep. Now, from various other locations, anywhere that has a port and is willing to traverse that far, usually very pricey, but yeah.
Okay.
Just for a worldly perspective, here's the Exandria map for you. So.
And where is Isocross on it?
Top right,
Here.
almost.
Oh, up there.
Yep.
So we're honestly actually not that far from it right now. But
No.
11 feet.
11 feet.
No, but once we go to drop off the book, we'll be about here-ish.
No, actually, I think Amon is on the other side.
Oh,
We're actually here-ish.
so that's
Isn't it in Amon? Isn't that where the Alabaster Lyceum is?
Yeah.
The Alabaster Lyceum is teleported to from various locations that are fixated in Tal'Dorei. But it is in the Alabaster Sierra up here.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
that's a
that's where my
secret
white
only
stone.
you would know, by the way. That's
Okay.
something only Arga would know. It's one of the most well-guarded secrets that nobody knows the actual location of it.
So we'll be in Tal'Dorei. So it'll be an extra. I'm guessing that probably our best choice for port may end up being like Whitestone, only because that's the farthest northern port in Tal'Dorei.
Well, at least we could go back to a friendly place.
Yeah, the good news is we know the rulers of Tal'Dorei or of Whitestone.
And they are yet another town where nobody hates us.
Yeah, see,
Yes.
bonus.
And we did just keep their city from getting obliterated
Yeah.
by
That too.
Edge.
So if anyone can help us find a ship, it'll be them.
Especially if we're gonna go lay the smackdown on someone we don't name.
Yeah, that's true too. That is extra motivation for them. Okay.
Alrighty, that's everything you learn during this time. Next person up, let's go with Sinclair. What are you doing for 3 weeks?
I was just examining the documents that O'Neill had taken from his previous employer and seeing if there was any more information to be gleaned, magical script that was hidden, things like that.
All right, so research.
Yes.
Alrighty, you will have to give me an intelligence roll. Five. I mean, you read this book front to back to front to back again, and nothing really stands out like that to you.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Shame it
So-
wasn't an investigation. At least then I would have had a positive modifier.
Downtime research is straight up intelligence. Yeah. Next up, Corvus.
I'm going to
What are we
be doing
doing?
my usual training towards tough, which is to say I'll be
Fighting
fighting in
pits?
bars.
Okay. So you're going to be doing some of the legal fighting pits here in Uthadurn directly after the funeral of Hedge, where some of the greatest fighters from across the world have showed up.
I'll take the risk.
Alrighty. There's only one individual who's going to be there that is honestly an issue for you. Let me transmog his character sheet over here real quick.
I bet it's the Dragonborn.
To be fair,
Kothar's
my goal
long
is
gone.
in learning how to take a hit. So
I have a feeling you're about to take a master course in that.
mission accomplished.
What was his name? There he is. Oh, wait, Kuma's already in this game. Okay. Alrighty, I have Kuma's character sheet open. So, if we are doing this, you are going to have to roll me in athletics, in acrobatics, and then a con save. Or con check. Then roll your hit die, and you get to add that to one of the 3 rolls.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Hey,
Still
what are
not
you adding
so
that
strong.
I'm adding that to the acrobatics where it has a chance of making a difference.
to? All right. He is a barbarian, so he has advantage on this. 16, you beat him on athletics, potentially, after the hit die, we'll know. Acrobatics. 26. Yep, that sounds reasonable. And then
Why is it advantage on
Constitution.
acrobatics?
one of his magical light. Don't worry, his con was not advantage though. So let's roll a hit die. Not supposed to be the D10, it's supposed to be the D12. Yeah, let me just roll D12 plus 5. Wow, 10. So add that to acrobatics. So I think that is 1 success from you, 2 failures.
That's about right.
Admittedly, you take a few lumps, but you hold your ground with him fairly well, all things considered. So that is going to be 50 coin that you get. 50 gold coin. Then you're going to go for another week?
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, we're rolling again. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Hit die, yeah. Bad.
I'll do acrobatics again.
Oh, wrong word. Wrong one. Considerably better. Well, you might win that one. No. So plus 13, he'd probably add that to Constitution. So you win one of the 3 checks yet again. So another 50 for you.
Come on, Corvus. Man up.
This isn't so bad.
3rd week.
3rd week.
You're real consistent with those athletics, though. It's like you have something to prove. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I just get so
That
tired
one.
at the end.
That one. Well, his minimum roll on that one would have won. 11. D12 plus 5. He'll throw that into athletics, so you win none.
Well, technically, if we put his hit die in there.
Yeah, but he would have put it into acrobatics like he's been doing instead of meta.
Yeah.
It's all right.
What?
You want to
Well,
learn
we
how to
let
get your ass whooped.
And I've learned
At
that
the end
next
of-
time I let him roll first.
That's fair. All right, that's your downtime. Oh, no. You wish to teach the owlbear how to stealth more appropriately.
And sleight of hand. It'll be useful for him.
And sleight of hand. Oh, those are 2 very useful skills. Okay, I need you to give me a wisdom check. This is how well you can educate somebody.
Okay. Nope.
Now I need to roll an intelligence check.
The owlbear should be animal handling.
Oh, that's true.
He does have a +3 to intelligence, though, so. You don't know how better to put it. Just don't be fucking seen.
Yeah.
It's instinctual to you at this point, so it's kind of hard to translate to anybody else.
Yeah, just like this.
Yeah, poof, gone. Holy shit.
Did you see that?
Where
no.
did you go?
Exactly.
So yeah, that is the conclusion of downtime, everybody. I believe, right? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we did everybody's. Okay. So You all meet up afterwards. Sinclair, you are handed your new beautiful looking blade, and you all have a journey to take up.
All right. Are
So-
we all ready to go to get rid of this book?
Yep.
Fair warning,
So-
my family is not like Fordrum's family. We are not as close as your family is. So we're not like antagonistic towards each other, but we're not. We're different.
Oh, so I don't need to use my magic milk ball.
You're what?
My magic milk ball.
No. Just they're judgy.
Do they all have floating chairs? Do we need to find our own?
No. The floating chair will be.
We can get hot
Why?
chocolate though, right?
Yes, we will get hot chocolate while we're there.
I see that
I
as an
remember.
absolute win.
This fucking party. Alrighty. So, Argon, you're going to conduct a teleportation back home for the
Yes.
first time.
Yes.
Where are you drawing the circle to do this?
Fordrum, where am I putting this circle at? Do I have a spot or do we need to go out of town?
Do we have like a
Got the shed.
no
Mama has one rule.
no magic
Two
in the
rules.
house? Yeah.
There's
No work
nothing
talk,
in the
no
house.
magic in the house.
So, what about? Is there a back room or a place at the shop that we could kind of accomplish this? Maybe behind the shop.
At your cousin's gem cutting shop, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was leaning.
Worst case scenario, we could walk 50 feet out of town.
Yeah.
Drawing in the snow though kind of gets more difficult. We'd have to clear the snow.
Well, I mean that's not a big deal. Do that in a second.
Yeah, we could move the snow.
Snow's easy. It melts. So, which one do you prefer, Argon?
Either one's fine. I just don't want to. I just know we can't cast it in the house because
Yeah.
your mother would not allow that. So it's not going to leave anything permanent. So
It's completely fine. It's completely up to you. I'm sorry to throw it back, but you've got to draw it. If it's breezy outside, we would probably want the shelter of somewhere that's like at the uncle's shop. But if it's not breezy outside, then
we can do it outside. It's chalk, so it doesn't make a difference if it's a little breezy.
okay. We'll just step outside. Let's just go out
Okay.
town like we talked about. That's a simple walk.
All right. So, as you're all about to leave the house, you hear a very loud clearing of the throat coming from the kitchen.
We say our goodbyes.
And she hands each of you a lunch bag.
Oh,
There
I
you
give
go.
Mama a
Not
hug.
sure.
Oh,
Oh, there you go, sweetie. Not sure if they're gonna fatten you up when you're out there at whatever school you're going to and anything else like that. So we'll make sure you get plenty of warmth in your belly. Here you go. Made all of these last night. And these are Dwarven lunch bags. There's enough for 2 meals in there.
Thanks, Mom.
You're very welcome. Be sure to come back soon and check on in when you can, okay?
We will.
Alrighty. You all take care, sweeties, and remember, if anything happens to my son, it's your kneecaps.
I just smile and start walking towards the edge of town, letting them all live with that reality.
Gonna say I'd laugh except for the fact I know she's serious.
I'm just gonna
Well,
go
she'll get
ahead
'em
and
too.
grab some dirt.
She's right at kneecap height for me. So
And you know she has that magic ladle, man. You don't want to mess with the spoon.
Nope.
Anyways, you step outside into the open mountaintops of Uthadurn and quickly scurry away as much of the snow that you can to get down onto some solid dirt out here. And then you go and begin your preparations to casting a spell you had to memorize from a young age in case you ever learned how to actually cast it. The one thing that was imbued into you, Argon, since you were a very young lad, very small, little 5 foot tall Goliath. He was, puberty hits a little later sometimes, you know, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I have drawn
I'm
enough
still only
circles.
5 feet.
I've drawn enough circles in my life that I'm actually capable of drawing a circle big enough for all of us completely freehand in one swoop perfectly.
Perfect. Now, you all look at the glowing sigil on the ground. Grab hands. This teleportation feels different from the other teleports you've all conducted thus far. The movement seems slower, as if you were moving through space at half the normal speed that you would be otherwise. Argon, you are aware that this is one of the protective natures that the Lyceum has in order to investigate those that are moving in and checking their proximity to anybody who might not be registered with the Academy. You are fully aware of the repercussions of somebody not having Lyceum robes like you do, Argon, and trying to teleport to the Lyceum. Usually their remains scatter across the ocean somewhere as they were traveling, in goo form. But
No whiplash.
you all slowly land on a ground that makes you all very wobbly and uncomfortable. Almost a sensation of weightlessness immediately shoving itself back onto you, like gravity left you and is just crushing you with everything else before slowly fading away from yourselves. It's very weird. And you all look around at this large, beautiful room with gold trimmings and silver ivory vines all around you. This gorgeous architecture is laid with innate runes all throughout it that look just as much a part of it aesthetically as practically it should. You look at the very intricate circle underneath your feet that matches the little inner circle that Argon had just drawn, as well as 3 other ones nearby where you are standing. You all look up and your eyes take a moment to jump up and down and adjust as you see 2 of the Eldritch Knights that are always appointed here, Argon, watching in case anybody comes through. They've already drawn their weapons and summoned magic into the tip, but the moment they see you, they draw their blade back and stow it. Argon.
Do I know their names?
There's a lot of people at this academy. Learning all of their names is it's a waste of
Well,
knowledge.
then I'll address them by title. By knight,
Yes,
sir, whatever the title would be.
They are the Passage Keepers.
Passage Keepers. What are my parents' title here?
Headmistress.
Okay.
And the husband of the headmistress.
Okay.
Or professor.
You,
he is a professor here, but she's the headmistress.
Right. If you will tell headmistress that I have returned, I have some information that she would be interested in.
Very well, sir. Shall we escort you onto the campus? Of course, we have to conduct our investigation of these individuals with you.
Of course.
Very well. All of you, please hold your hands directly up into the sky. Spread your legs to the side as well. And you all watch as a dwarven individual approaches you with a very long, straight-kept beard that looks almost clad around the edges in like grips of iron all the way down. All of you, hands up, spread the legs. And he goes to begin casting Detect Magic to investigate everything that is on all of your persons, as well as identify on you, Argon, which is a precaution to see if you are magically influenced right now. After they conduct their investigation on each of you, very well, they don't seem to be here under any malicious intent. We apologize. No weapons are allowed in past this point. The school is on full lockdown right now.
Why?
I take it that's because of the war.
Aye, sir.
Oh, I thought it was the burglary.
That was a long time ago.
Ah,
I'll give up whatever I need to give up. I'll know whatever the appropriate policies are.
Well, you're a student here. You're fine. It's all of
Okay.
them.
Don't worry. Everything will be returned.
Hold on. Clack.
They pull out one of their spare bags of holding, allow you to stuff all of your items and armament or all of your weapons into the bag, tie it up, and put a magical grasp on it that will only open if somebody says a particular command word. And then they will hand that bag over to a different guard who is passing by. They open up two very large golden trimmed doors into a courtyard. The courtyard stretches on for several hundred feet, but despite the fact that it is nighttime here, you can see every single corner of this place beautifully, perfectly. You see out inside of the courtyard, there appears to be small clusters of students studying right now, practicing different forms of various magic, summoning bolts of fire and unleashing them into the air, pulling up threads of glittering essence and tossing it into the sky, practicing and writing. For every ostentatious individual you see, there is twice as many studious ones sitting down, watching what other people doing, mimicking their hand signs, and then writing feverishly in their books. You see that there are a number of individuals walking around here in yellow robes that look very similar to the robes Argon currently has adorned as a Lyceum student. These yellow robes, however, have silver set trimmings around the shoulders, designating them as a higher status than everybody else. Argon, it would appear that the graduate program this year has, at least to the naked eye, 12 individuals taking the final exam, something that you have not quite done yet. No?
No,
As you're passing by, one of them, yeah. As you're passing by, you see a handful of older individuals here who seem to be helping out the clusters of students stop and look over at you. And one in particular smiles wide and jogs all the way up to you, Argon. You recognize this as Professor Thunderbrand. He is a Dwarven professor who is in charge of the School of Illusion.
Professor Thunderbrand, how have you been?
Holy shit, Argon. Ah, beautiful to see you, man. And he goes over and just wraps his arms around you with a very tight squeeze that pops something in your back that you haven't gotten in a while. Ah. Well, looks like you brought in a bunch of strays with you. Who are these cats?
I will introduce everyone. These are companions that I have picked up in my time traveling away.
Hey. I heard we didn't have any count on where you've been lately. You know,
I've been in a lot of places lately.
by the sounds of it, yeah. You getting some good workout in there, huh?
There's been times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've even
Your legs
made it
look a
as
little
far as
scrawny.
Uthergard. Well, it's because I have the chair now.
Mm.
I'm just
And
pushing
that-
his chair.
is a marvelous contraption. But Utherden, you're talking about the northern dwarves, eh? He looks over at you, Fordrum.
Yep.
Immediately switches into Dwarvish. Not very common. We meet someone from your neck of the woods out over here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Name is Gladius Thunderbrand. I am originally from Craghammer here in Tal'Dorei. Now I am the professor of the School of Illusions, acting professor, while the other one is away from getting his ass beat.
Huh. Illusions?
Illusion, yeah.
Oh. All right.
I'm more of a evocation specialist myself, but yeah, right
That
now they
makes
need
sense.
someone to handle that. Oh, by the way, you remember that prick who was in charge of, he switches to common again for you, Argon. You remember that fucking prick who was in charge of illusions before? The individual who was always trying to, like, steal his students' credits and shit?
Do I remember the name?
You didn't practice the School of Illusion that much. I think you literally have, like, 2 illusion spells in your entire repertoire.
If I have that many. Yeah, I have Silent Image, and I think that's about it.
Yeah. But you've heard the rumors, but
Yeah.
nobody speaks as bluntly as Thunderbrand does.
You know, I never spent much time in Illusion while I was here, Thunderbrand,
Yeah.
so I didn't deal with him that often.
Well, so, you know my favorite student, Prissa, right? What a doll she is. She graduated from all of this, right? But when she was
Okay.
taking her final exam under him, he tried throwing her under the bus, and he tried taking away her title that she deserved.
Well,
Oh, it's a terminology. It's what we say when you do something really fucked up. It's like a giant cart that moves way faster. It just runs you over, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I found out he was doing that. He was gonna fuck with her a little bit and try to take credit for what she did. And he adjusts his gauntlet, which has these magnificent, large, embedded knuckles made out of gems in it. So, he's on vacation now.
sounds like he needed it to, get a more balance on his perspective on what
Got
he's
him the
supposed to
old
be
knuckle
doing as a
sandwich.
teacher.
A reprioritization.
Yes.
I like these
Reprioritization's a
people.
good way.
I like these
They're-
people.
They are good people. They have saved me many times.
All right. Well, I have to go speak, with your ma, anyways. So, give me the bag. He gestures over at one of the knights who hands over the bag immediately. He slings it over his shoulder. Alrighty, I guess I'll be escorting all of you inside. Did you already give them the lowdown of the rules here?
I did not.
We just heard there's hot chocolate and marshmallows.
Oh, you want some?
Yes, please.
That would be very
Spoopy.
delightful.
He calls out, and you see a flying little curled mustache comes out with a tray that has little cups of hot chocolate on it with tiny little mushrooms all around the top. There you go.
I will. take
Everybody
them.
take one. Yep, there you go. There you go.
That's me.
Are you old enough for the hair on your chest yet, Argan?
I've aged considerably in my time away.
It's hard to tell with you taller folk.
Yeah, it's been an eye awakening experience the last few months.
Well, if you're gonna have to be dealing with your mom, he pulls out a flask from underneath his beard and tops off your hot chocolate with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna need that.
Oh, you
Fucking
want some, sir?
Guy.
There you
Can't
go.
imagine wandering around this place too sober.
I imagine most of them are probably gonna want a nip.
All right, everybody, come here. This is my special creation. I made this my second year when I was studying here. It is an endless flask of whiskey. And he tops
No,
off
thanks.
all. No? Very well.
No, I've been still in recovery.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fair.
a little soon.
Sorry, did you say endless flask of whiskey?
You want to see?
Do you sell those here?
Well, we make them. Well, those of us that aspire to greatness make these. There might be one or two students who needed them confiscated a year earlier, too. I'll check out.
Ah, wonderful.
And he just starts chugging from it, and you're like, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it'd be empty by now. Holy shit. Just.
We have yet to come across
Alrighty
a
then.
magic item I've been so interested in.
Does it require attunement? He'll fucking do it. Just.
If it does, I have an open slot.
Alright.
It's just armor.
So, if any of you are magic casters of any variety here, don't do it unless you have special permissions from one of the lead professors on campus, all right? Anybody who tries casting a spell here outside of Lyceum Garbs, your spell will be twisted inside out, redirected towards you, and will cause you to become paralyzed instantaneously.
Even if that's not
We will
what the
all
spell
be
does.
alert. Doesn't matter.
Huh.
It's a precaution.
Outsiders aren't allowed to cast magic here. It's a precaution to keep all the students safe.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, it barely hurts so long as you're in a somewhat comfortable position.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, the
What?
temptation to try it's pretty.
Your bets. But
It's not
in addition
quite
to
as bad
that,
as doing it in your mother's house, boardroom, but probably close.
Got it. Got it. Never mind. Understood.
Between the two, I'd much rather try here.
So would I.
sounds like dwarven families are similar across the world then, eh?
Hey.
I'm just gonna keep both hands on the freaking glass as it keeps refilling.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Every time you take a sip of this hot chocolate, it just refills. And each time you eat the marshmallows, there's just more. It just doesn't stop. In addition to that, if any of you have innate magical abilities as well, special little thingies, sometimes tieflings and the like have it too. It's best not to try it when you're inside of the school itself. Wards will immediately alert anybody who's a professor or higher here in the academy. Aside from that, if you're looking to buy anything here, keep in mind we do charge you a reasonable price with everything, competitive, but you are investing in the education of the students here that are creating these magical trinkets and items. So we highly recommend that you don't complain about the price, you just buy it. You're helping out the future of this world. Isn't that nice?
I will definitely take a look at the gift shop when we're done with Argan's mother.
Yeah. And just call her headmistress or headmaster. She doesn't really care, whichever one. He looks at you, Argan. She's still kind of a bitch. A little
I
bit.
refer to my mother as headmistress, so
Yeah.
I
I think she
he
asked
knows.
about you once a few weeks ago.
yeah, I'm honestly surprised they've gone this long without one of them tracking me down. But then again, they didn't always care.
Oh, I was there for the meeting. We looked at you. We saw that you were perfectly fine. You were sitting inside of, I think it was the Slayer's cake here in Whitestone.
Oh.
Yeah, you
that
were
wasn't
enjoying
that
some
long
nice little
ago.
treats and everything. Yeah, no, we took an interest in you.
Yeah.
Forcibly. But
And
anyways.
they probably don't know what we found afterwards.
Well, that discussion's going to come up. Trust me.
Okay.
And in case any of you are worried, and you're walking through the courtyard with him this entire time, this area is magically protected. There is no magical divination, no magical scrying, no form of outside communication inwards unless you are a professor. You are 100% safe here from any type of interactions like that.
Oh no, you're in good standing then. You don't have to have that key talk to you anymore while we're here.
Oh God, I forgot we brought that with us.
Oh yeah.
But, anyways, you walk over to the front doors where you see that there are two more Eldritch Knights posed and positioned there. As Thunderbrand approaches there, they both open up the doors and you look inside at this incredible castle. On the outside, this looked like a campus. Large, looming towers, incredible architecture, and beautiful, almost Gothic-like cathedral nature to everything. But on the inside, it looks easily 5 times as large as it does on the outside. You see that there are staircases that seem to be shifting the top areas to different landings over, adjusting to higher places up in here. In the middle of this entire room is this magnificent large globe that has these beautiful looking tracings of every feature of Exandria against it, that is just sitting there slowly rotating in the air with everybody looking at it. There seems to be 6 different hallways on the base floor as all of you are walking in, and about 5 staircases that go up into another group of 5 each, into another group of 5 each, and it just continues going up and up and up into the air. And he walks over to the first staircase, gestures for all of you to join on. All right, everybody, hold on to the railings while you're here. And, take us to the head bitch in charge, please. The staircase starts adjusting you upwards, where you go to another landing. That immediately brings you to another landing, all the way up. And when you get there, there's this large open eye at the top of the Lyceum. The eye has a glass dome around it and a staircase that gently reaches up towards that dome. You can see just on the cusp of your vision, there appears to be bookshelves in there. And he steps first onto the final staircase, leaning up to the eye itself and knocks on it. Dunk, 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 dunk. And it opens wide as he steps inside and gestures for all of you to join as well. You all climb up here into a large dome-shaped room, the ceiling of which looks like the night sky but zoomed in considerably. The walls are covered all around with numerous tomes. You can't even estimate how many different books are just sitting there on all of these shelves, beautifully well kept. The center of the room has the eye that you are walking around right now, but also has runic markings, some of which start glowing in different locations periodically. There's a desk at the far wall, and you see that there is this incredibly slender and tall Goliath woman sitting behind a desk. Unlike Argan, she does not have tattoos around her skin, completely unkept of any inking or markings. Her long hair goes backwards and is kept in a very tight but low ponytail. As she seems to be reading something at her desk, looks up with just a glance, looks back down, then back up again. Argan, welcome back.
Hello, headmistress. It's so nice to be back.
Have you concluded your studies over in the Empire?
There's never a conclusion of studies, but I'm off to start a new chapter in a new location. But before we do, there was some information and some items I've come across in my time that I thought needed to be brought here before we proceeded to our next location.
She closes the book, and as it is shutting, a bookmark flies over into the groove, closing around it. And she puts her hands up elbows leaning on the desk and leaning forward in this magnificent large chair. Let me guess, you need me to translate it for you?
No.
No, it's not necessary. Before we get to that actual item, I should at least introduce everyone. This is Headmistress Akal Lyceum. Headmistress, this is Fordrum, priest of the Allfather from Uthadorn. Corvus, the House of Astroloth from the Dwendalen Empire. Onel Kator Ir and Sinclair, both of Marquette. We recently were spending time investigating a member of the Slayer's take. During that investigation, we were assigned to retrieve an escaped prisoner by the name of Vinlancia. Do you remember Vinlancia?
I remember handling
During
that situation.
During that apprehension, we recovered the book that she had taken. And I will reach into my backpack and I will pull out the book. We decided it was best protected here rather than trying to carry it, because we are heading after the person that was trying to take it from her for very terrible reasons. I imagine you have heard of her saying her previous altercations with Lady Vexalia. Delilah has returned and is attempting to resurrect her husband. And she attempted to retrieve this book to do so.
Briarwood.
Yes, that Delilah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suggested numerous times that she had skilled arcanists actually look into the matter to ensure that there's no other crossover convergence sequences that could possibly transpire from other planes, worlds, or outcomes that we may not be fully aware of, or they might not be. So, you retrieve the book. That is good. It will no longer be safeguarded by those that wish to pursue other outside means for protection instead of taking the matters into their own hands. We will handle it. And she reaches, expecting you to walk forward and hand it over.
I will walk forward. I was under the impression it was already here before Valencia stole it.
The first time it was here, but it was being safeguarded by priests. And she says that very condescendingly. They thought their divine wards would protect it.
I've seen a considerable amount of powerful divine magic since I've been gone.
Oh. So you've been away for too long.
Perhaps not long enough sometimes. It's amazing what you can learn on the outside, both good and bad.
Headmistress, may I ask a question?
I always encourage that, so long as you are willing to hear the answers.
What would you propose a better way to safeguard it would be?
For it to be put into a collection, one that is sealed off, and aside from 2 individuals in the entire realms, cannot be opened or infiltrated. Even at which, if it was, would be alerted to every single archmage we have at our disposal here, who would immediately be able to come back and handle it. They thought they could hide it through divinity. Stupid notion.
Would it reside on a plane other than this one?
It would reside somewhere far safer than where it was kept previously. Outside of reach from this plane.
I only ask because we've been informed by some that certain individuals that are extraplanar have certain planes they can't visit. So that's why the question.
If you have knowledge of any restrictions based around her own tethering to different realms and possibilities that they cannot actually infiltrate, I suggest that you tell me this with post haste.
Well, where is it that we knew she had potentially met with the blonde woman?
Oh, you mean we're...
Oh, in Zodiac?
We don't know where. Where was the blonde woman we believed that those people told us potentially?
Avernus.
No, it was not Avernus. It was Zodiac, wasn't it, Joey? Yeah, it was
Yes.
Zodiac.
Yeah. So we believe that it was that she, who we are wanting to hide it from, had access to Zodiac.
We know she had access to the Hells.
Some access to the Hells and some access to here.
And she has someone in the Hells that can travel between.
Well then, we'll have to make sure that we keep it outside of the reach of any type of fiendish intervention or Zodiac's interventions.
So that's the limited amount of understanding we have at this point. So I'm glad that we were able to fill in a blank.
Yes.
We do have one
then-
more item that may point to something else. Oh, Nell, can you show the headmistress the key? Perhaps she's familiar with it.
I will pull out the key and show it to her, but not hand it to her.
She looks very closely and then leans back in her chair, much more contemplative. Where did you find that?
It was
In a room.
Yeah, it was in possession of someone we were tracking, which was vaguely involved in this whole process with Delilah and another one of the trio of books that one is part of.
You mean to tell me that you have access to 2 of the 3 volumes of this series?
Had.
One
The
of which
book-
is now gone.
The Book of Necrosis is gone.
I threw it in the volcano.
What's Volcano?
The only one that could survive something like that being destroyed in it. In the Cinderus Sanctum.
I am unfamiliar with that one. I will have to go up there and ensure that we get a sample of Thunderbrand. You are going to head over to the Cinderus Sanctum and get a sample of the lava, test it to ensure that it is capable of destroying something as magical and powerful as these tomes. Understood?
What was the name
Yes,
of the
Headmistress.
What was the name of the volcano? Do I know it?
The name of the volcano.
Kravarad? Or is that a city?
I think it's Kavarad. That sounds familiar to me.
I can't quite read it on the map, but the map's not quite
Kravarad.
big enough.
Kravarad.
Yeah. Kravarad. Kravarad.
A family
just-
named Dust run the sanctum up there.
It is the Dust family's sanctum.
Very good. Well, then, I suppose that you should be able to do your sweet talking and get them to show you and allow you to sample it. I'll do my best, headmistress. Don't do your best, get it done.
It's strong enough to make very
look
strong weapons.
I look over at Thunderbrand and I go, bring him a flask.
Gives you a wink. Of course. Parlor tricks always appeasing the general classes. Anyways. It's good that you've retrieved all of this information. Again, I suppose you are done studying abroad and will be restoring your curriculum here. You are already several months late on any of your hand-in assignments.
I am not returning to my studies here at this time. During my journey, I have met people that I owe a great deal to for saving me, helping me, and one of them is in danger. And I need to go to Islecross to help them.
Islecross, you say?
Yeah. Not to mention Delilah needs to be dealt with.
I agree with the Delilah situation, but it's out of the question. You are not allowed to go to Islecross.
Sadly, that's not up to you.
Oof.
Excuse me.
God.
He is my son. He is one of my students enlisted in my academy. I will choose where he is allowed to go. For his own safety and the safety of the secrets of the Lyceum, Islecross is forbidden. We've only ever had 3 returning study abroads there.
I'm for a 4th.
I have done everything necessary to protect myself and those secrets. I was out of colleges one day. I left here and went to Rexington. I spent only a few weeks there. The first day out of a school, I had to kill a man. The very first day. And it has not been the first, it's not been the only one that I've had to do since. I am far more prepared than anyone else that is currently in this school to deal with this situation. No one that has gone through this class has had to deal with it because we keep them locked in this school. Experience has taught me things I will never pick up within the walls of this building. And that person that is in danger was one of the reasons I've survived those fights. And I will be going to retrieve him.
Need you to roll an intimidation roll, Argon.
Okay. I'll use an inspiration. I don't know that it'll make a difference with my intimidation roll, but
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Can I add guidance?
oh, jeez.
It's a little late for that one. 13.
No, we're not allowed to cast magic.
Oh yeah, good point.
13. She leans forward. I commend you for being able to speak straight and forward for once. But we have a program here. We have a system. If you believe that you are ready to take on a studying abroad role within our academy, then you have to finish your tests. And as far as I am aware, you are several assignments and 3 examinations away from being able to take on this role. You can leave and go do your questing and die by your own means after you've completed this curriculum.
Outside of talking to her, do I know how long? I mean, are these tests like stuff that take weeks, or is it something that I could theoretically try to force the issue and take them all within
Rush
the
your
next
finals,
couple of
bro.
days.
Rush the final.
You can always try. It's one of those things where what she just described to you before you left the Lyceum would have taken you 2 or 3 years to accomplish. No exaggeration, 2 to 3 years of studying, of learning, of growing. Now, you don't know the limitations to these trials because they are kept very close-knit. But you do have to give a performance of your greatest capabilities in order to be considered for the studying abroad program. And you also need a professor that is willing to nominate you for a graduation ceremony.
Frankly speaking, I think he's shown that he's more than capable of passing any exams, especially when he went out of his way to retrieve a very important tome and bring it back here, one that no other mage in your order has done.
Then he can prove it. Your classes resume tomorrow, then. I'll make sure all of the proper filings and paperwork is dealt with.
Headmistress, your son has been very
You're still
brave.
here.
Pardon
Oh,
me?
yeah.
I'll
You're still
take the
here.
test.
What?
Yeah, of course we're still here. Son has been very brave and done great things. If passing your test will allow him to go on and fulfill his destiny in this, he's got now friends to help. And I hope you'll see some pride in this man that you have grown. He is brilliant. He is powerful. He has helped us with his mind in ways that I have never been able to experience before. So thank you for making such a fine man.
I agree that this, my son, is an adequate student. By no means has he ever shown promise of being a phenomenal ward to this world. She looks back over at you, Argon. And if you wish to continue these examinations, you are more than welcome to do all of that. However, right now we are currently missing any professors that would be able to conduct an examination from you. As soon as they are done from any of their routines or any of their current jobs and missions out inside of the world, maybe they can conduct that for you. But in the meantime, unless one magically shows up injured in the coming days, you are going to be studying here safe and sound until we know your capabilities. As soon as she's done saying that, all of you hear a very loud crack from behind you. Thunderbrand holds up his hand and his thumb is bent all the way downwards. Oh, yeah, sorry about that, ma'am. I'm not sure what happened. I think I gotta stay behind. Can't really cast without the digits. His thumb is completely broken downwards.
Right on. I just smile at him and I look back and I say, well, I appreciate the moral compass you've ingrained in Argon, because however you've defined your specialities in these wizards, that piece that you've given him makes him a wondrous individual. And I turn around and I look at whatever door there is to get the fuck out of here before I say something wrong.
The middle glass area.
Yeah.
Thunderbrand, you are aware that is your second strike, correct? Oh, yep. Third one I'm out, right? You promise? Fine. You will be sponsoring his entire studies, and you are nominating him exclusively as your turnover for the year. I hope you have adequately prepared him for all practitioners in schools of magic, all the way up to the 6th level of magic and summoning capabilities. We are going to be conducting this on conjuration. Argon, I hope you are prepared.
Oh, I
She
think you'll
waves.
find I've learned quite a bit, headmistress, and I'll bow and I will leave.
She waves her hand, and the glass dome shifts out for all of you to walk out. As soon as you get down halfway on the stairs, Thunderbrand takes the flask and just starts chugging.
Forger, can you fix that for him, please?
Yeah, I'm
Not
afraid
really
it'll paralyze
fucking
me though.
Oh,
Can I
yeah.
Oh,
Permission to fix it?
yeah, 1 second. He pulls out a pin from his jacket and, like, puts it up to you. Do whatever you're doing.
There we go. I
You.
take it and I'm gonna my biggest heal. Probably mass healing.
Not
word.
supposed to cast in here.
That's
Well,
why I'm
that's
holding the pen.
Thunderbrand gave him permission.
Yeah.
He's a professor. He's allowed to give people permission.
Okay.
And you watch as you cast your spell that there is static from the walls that shoot towards you immediately, Fordrum, and then
Mhm.
goes over to the little brooch that he's holding against your shoulder.
Yeah, I just flex getting ready to be shocked and paralyzed. Like, fuck it. Whatever. So yeah. There, I'll hit him with that's best I can do. 5 points.
You snap it back into place. Oh.
It's going to be swollen for a few days, but
Oh, for sure, for sure. I'll get a cast just to make sure it looks fine.
I'm gonna
Oh,
net on him too.
thank you, boy. All right, you're done. And he puts the badge, hit the brooch back on his shoulder. Ho 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 ho. Oh, if this was a decade ago, I wouldn't have even flinched at that. Oh, I'm getting soft.
I can see why you called her what you called her.
Hey, don't say that inside of the academy, you dingus. He smiles at you.
I put a hand on Argon's forearm since, can't really reach his shoulder.
I'll
And I
immediately
go,
say that you first.
What?
You first. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ford.
Lad, I don't know how you've done it, but you've come out a good egg from a not such a good childhood, I think. What?
You'll find I was the black sheep of my family.
Well, I'd say maybe the white sheep, but I don't know if that's a thing.
The headmistress would not agree with that sentiment, but
She's not.
Well, she's an idiot.
She's not right, and she's
All
not
her
an idiot.
intelligence doesn't make up for the experience that you have endured outside these chambers. You've done far more than she gives you credit for.
let's hope that's true. Thunderbrand, I completely appreciate you putting yourself on the line like this.
You know, ever since my favorite student died and then came back to life, I'm kind of done doing what people just tell me to do. Seems much more reasonable just to make the world fucking better.
Amen.
We may have a problem, though, Thunderbrand.
Hey,
I'm capable of magic at the 6th level, but I don't have any conjuration at that level.
shit.
I can do some evocation, and I can do some illusion, and I can even do some necromancy. But
Conjuration's always been your lacking suit, right?
I knew enough to do the circle. That's about the only conjuration I never really got the draw of summoning something to do my bidding for me. I was always more of a on hands kind of guy.
Well, other than the unseen servant, of course.
Well, I mean,
That's just practical, right?
you need a butler sometimes. I mean,
Absolutely. How else you get the hot chocolate?
exactly.
We're gonna
Well-
get stuck here.
I'm
Looks
familiar
like
with one, and that's the gate. That's about the only one I can probably teach you, Argon.
I don't think it works
Whoa.
that way. I don't think you can teach. We're kind of cross-disciplined with different sources of power.
Yeah, it doesn't really line up perfectly. I mean, are you a wizard?
No, I get my abilities through my devotion to my own blade.
Right.
But I'm probably the oldest one here.
He always talked a lot about patrons. You know that type.
Yeah, the people who just sell their souls for magic. I got you. Hey, man, I don't hate on shortcuts, and he slaps you on the shoulder.
There definitely was no shortcut involved.
Oh no!
He
I
paid a
think
hefty
even if you
price.
added up everyone here's age combined, you wouldn't even hit me.
He paid a hefty price
Alright.
for a very long time. Not really the most efficient deal, to be honest.
Just know if you ever do die, don't miss the boat.
Don't miss the.
Very important.
I don't understand
Don't
this
miss the
kid.
boat.
Yeah, I
That
don't
is-
understand this kid.
That is just par for the course. None of us
Look,
truly
well,
No, you're not
understand it.
alone on that.
I take the flask from his hand and take a sip out of it and go, none of us do. And then hand the flask back.
Yeah.
But he's
Here,
good to
let
fight.
me simplify it. And I pop the snap off and move my mask. This is what happens when you miss the boat.
Ooh.
I thought the thing about the ugly tree and hitting on your way down was a lie.
No, if your soul misses the boat, the damned tend to pull at you.
Shit. Keep talking like that, you might make a necromancer out of me. Anyways,
That is about the only
It's,
reason I'm more than half sure he's not making it all up.
I'm actually real versed in the necromantic arts.
oh, that's nice. That's nice. All right. So, everybody,
But even
we
I
need
wouldn't
to
mess with that book.
We need to figure out what I'ma teach ya. I have to learn you here within, what, 2 days? Ah, shit. 6th level, too. All right. All right, you got 2 options here. Option number
Okay.
1, I can teach you how to do the instant summon spell.
Ooh.
Yeah?
That's a good option.
Option.
What's the other option?
It's a good one. I could introduce you to a couple of my friends from down south. I can show you how to summon a fiend.
Yeah, I don't know that really fits with the group I run with.
They are phenomenal drinkers, first off.
Oh, I can attest to that. They are.
And a lot of them are really nice, too.
But one of us would really probably take issue with them, and the other one would probably spend way too much talking to him about the past, and it would probably they'd get distracted. They'd constantly be talking about, which one do you work for? It's just too much work.
Yeah, we
Let's
need
do
to
the
avoid
instant summon.
1
You sure?
and 4.
I mean, I don't know. I'd really like the Eucalots. Have you ever met any of them little tiny foxfolk people? They steal books from across the world. It's great talking with them.
Hey,
They're fun.
that's what I do.
Hey! But they do it pretty freaking good.
Wow, there are.
But
over
anyways.
conjuration spells.
Slightly off
For
topic.
wizard.
She never did tell us anything about this key, and she did seem to recognize something of it.
Yeah.
Well,
she's
you want
probably
me to
not-
identify it for you?
If you can do more than what we've already done, sure.
We know it's a planar
Yeah.
key to hell. I
Oh.
think.
Oh, that's what they look like.
Wow, this one does.
Can I see it?
Sure.
He holds his not broken hand out for it. All right, let's Oh, that is pretty. Is that star metal? He elbows you, Forgem. Hey, do dwarves from your neck of the woods ever cared about metals and things like that?
Yep.
Is that star metal? Shows it to
Do
you.
I know?
Roll me a Smith's check utilizing intelligence.
Oh, my strong suit.
I know.
Smiths with. Meh.
17.
Maybe.
Now that he points it out to you, it does have that slight, very slight bluish tint to it. That could be a star metal. Could also be a platinum, but it feels a little denser than platinum.
Yeah. Probably.
Oh, that is nice. You would have given this to me a decade ago. I think I would have taken it and left.
I wouldn't recommend it. It comes with a nasty hangover.
Yeah, there's
handled
something
this
on the
just
other
fine.
end of it talking to him. Thankfully, we're here.
Oh, yeah. I don't fuck with anything that talks back. He hands it back to you. Don't like it. Got enough voices headed in my head without any influence.
Yeah, it's not
But
fun.
anyways, that's what I'm saying. Alrighty, so claps his hands together. I need to teach you the instant summon spell. This is gonna take all night, isn't it? Alrighty. While we're also discussing this, of course, you are gonna have to start preparing your own performance for the other academy students and professors so that you can get yourself recognized in their eyes. I'm sure your mom's going to pull a lot of political sway across many of them to ensure that their votes go down, so you're really going to have to dazzle them. Think you can do that?
I think I could. I think I've got a couple of things I can whip out that nobody's seen before.
Yes,
Especially with that new circlet.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the energy so far. All right. So, do you have a sapphire worth 1,000 GP? He says as he's like walking over towards one of the study rooms.
No, I'm not carrying one of those around.
Really? I thought all of you Lyceum brats were supposed to be filthy rich.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I left, I lost that.
How about you, Mr. Asteloth? Look like you
Not
got
that
deep
big.
pockets.
Nothing that big is made its way into my possession.
His family deals mostly in platinum.
Well, you're going to have to get your own, so I recommend all of you work on trying to get something like that while I'm trying to teach him, if you don't mind. And any of you good at showmanship? I'm asking performance check.
That's what, charisma?
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
not god
if I'm
awful.
allowed to use my innate magics, yes.
Well, you're not going to do it. You're going to devise how he's going to show off his abilities. You know what he's capable of, right? I take your silence as a no.
Yeah.
I can dress him up with my disguise kit ability.
That's
get
choreograph.
Oh.
I write a
no.
note to Argon and hand it to him. And I say, and it just says, is this where one of those deals with Sinclair could help you?
Probably.
And I just stare at him like, I don't know if you should do it, but
I'll take any advantage I can get. What do you got for deals, Sinclair? What could I dip into the party funds for?
That's intimidation. That's persuasion, deception, and that's just on mind control and charm. I can teach you. I can like show you what to put on, and things like that. And
I assure you, it doesn't matter if I'm wearing the world's greatest costume or naked. It's not going to make a difference to my mother.
I don't think it's a looks thing.
No, but having it where it's invisible to all but one person's eyes, where that one person can see "fuck you, mom."
That could be somewhat helpful.
Yeah, I could do that if I'm given permission to use my spell.
For something like that, I'll fucking let you do it.
Yep. Right on the front too. So right as you're giving your performance, it's just a big giant middle finger to her, and it says "fuck you, mom."
No, not quite that. Not quite that far. Maybe.
Hey, illusionary script is amazing, especially when you put it on television.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I think I agree with the sentiment. I just think "fuck you, mom" might be a bit much.
But she's only got however many votes that she's already got against you, so she can't vote more than she's already got, right? Might as well stick it to her.
Just look at Corvus and go, I hope their prisons are nice here.
Yeah.
It's a different country.
Remember that while she may only have one vote, she has the main vote. And she can certainly politically press other people to vote the way she wants for if anything goes too drastically over.
Is there any leverage to be had by speaking with the headmaster?
She is the headmaster.
She's the headmistress.
That's the one and the same.
What about Dad?
Dad is a professor and not of the same level as Mother in the hierarchy.
So no.
Dad really isn't much more caring than Mother is. In fact, my siblings really aren't much better. I told you we were a much different family than what you saw with Ford.
We should have sent this book back in a box and just been done with it.
Well, he got out once before on his own. I'm sure he can get out with all of us.
Yeah.
The only other location I know is currently blocked off, though. So if we leave, we have to leave by foot, which we could do.
I can show you some basic routines where if I use illusionary script on you, it can basically lay out what your achievements are on you for your mother to see with her magical gaze, and only your mother, to prove to her that you have done your fair share. You forged Craven's Edge with Fordrum. You forged a weapon made from an old one. That's something.
Yeah, but it's also not a positive.
No, that doesn't make a difference.
You also destroyed
True.
very powerful necromantic tome.
No, see, that's a negative. Don't bring that one up. Destroying knowledge is bad. Building a magical item, regardless of whether it's evil or not, is good.
You've
welcome to Wizarding 101, guys.
Yeah.
You've returned
ethics and morals are different things.
Sacred texts that were stolen.
But returning the texts are good.
Forging the weapons good.
Building Craven Edge is good. We're not mentioning the destroyed book. Trust me.
Ooh, You're
You could say that we prevented the casting of forbidden magics.
Yes. Well, and the apprehension of the necromancer is good.
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that, you have the fact that you have, excelled in the art of dudamancy by obtaining a piece of the
Ooh.
moon.
I have a couple of spells.
What?
And we did
Whoa,
blow up a
whoa.
big piece of moon chunk.
You're throwing out all my
He
good
gets-
stuff.
He
So
Thunderbrand gets real close to you, Argon. You have a piece of the moon.
I do have a piece of the moon. I point to my head.
I need to fucking study that.
Well, I need it. I can use
Ooh.
it.
You should show him your fingers.
Oh God, I'll pull off the gloves.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we're not
Now-
telling Mom about that
Do you
part.
know? Do you know how sneaky I could be of a caster like that?
I could technically
People would
give you
never
my
know.
augment that would make your entire body look like those fingertips.
Right. Casting invisibility is a thing.
No.
That's-
Glamour.
Right. Casting invisibility is a thing, though.
But I
That's
do have
honestly not even that impressive.
Yeah.
Like, we have 30 students that can do that.
I do have a level 5 chronological spell where I can shunt someone out of the time stream. That'll be a good one.
What the
Or-
fuck are we even worried about for then?
I also have
Argon.
something of the 4th that can create a 20-foot radius of gravity. I left for a
Argon.
reason. I left because I found magic that we haven't taught here.
Argon. You have a school of magic your mom doesn't know about.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of my ace in the hole here.
Why the fuck are we worried about anything? I'm gonna
You
talk
know-
to the other professors for you. And I'm gonna
By the way,
see
if you
if
need
they
me for
want
any-
a display of dunamancy.
If you need me
Could-
for any of these spells, let me know.
Could you
Okay.
change what the final actually is by talking with them?
If enough of them wish to vote, everything here is democratic in nature, so it is all voted upon. Of course, the headmistress has final say, but she has to accommodate the common vote.
I can tell you I have a very strong gravity manipulation spell. At least as
level?
strong as that summoning spell.
Could you put your mother on her knees?
I could create 100-foot long, 15-foot wide gravitational fissure.
I'll talk to some of the other professors for you.
Okay.
Next time, lead with that. He pats you. He jumps up to slap your shoulder.
Yeah.
Wasting
There-
our fucking time thinking we need to get you a sapphire. You fucking
Yeah.
dingus.
The others are better at the talking me up than I am. Too many years under my family's thumb.
Oh, that's because I'm blunt. I will literally tell you anything you want to know.
Oh, we know that.
You're doing a great job, kid. That's all
Yeah,
that
it
matters.
worked
You're
good.
doing a great job. Oh,
Eventually, we'll
jeez.
find something that makes people happy.
All right, looks like he doesn't have to teach you a new spell then.
You did
But
say there's a
Arden-
gift shop there, right?
There is a gift shop. Well, it's more of a lost and found / we made all of this. If you want to purchase it, it goes back to helping our school shop.
And then the contraband.
It's like
That's what
student
he has access
projects.
to. Yeah.
The rest of it's like the science fair extras. The end of the science fair, they just turn it all in and they sell it as parts.
I'm just kind of curious what they have.
Oh, they have shit here. Alrighty. So, everybody, it's been a very long time since we had a shopping segment. Are you
I
all
could- I
interested
mean,
in
if-
purchasing anything here? Yeah or no?
If there is
Depends
a
on what
black
they
market,
got.
I could probably find it, I imagine.
If there's a what, you could find it? I'm sorry, oh no. What?
A black market, I could probably find it.
They're getting their
You want to
supplies
find the
somehow.
shady people here in the academy. All right. So Argon, excuse yourself from the party to go look around campus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just warn Argon before he walks away. You know, with the stone, sometimes things get overpowered. So if you gravity Fisher, do we have to worry about it getting like bigger?
They have considerable controls in place to protect the school. Even I, at my peak, am not capable of damaging the actual school.
Well,
more likely the school would damage me if it got that far.
maybe. I feel like damaging the school might be impressive.
Well, sure it would, but I don't think it would endear my dear old mother to me much either.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
Besides, this is my heritage. I don't want to destroy it. It's not perfect, but it's what I've got.
Right. Was hoping you weren't going to destroy it, but I feel like if we dropped a wall or something.
We'll leave that as a backup plan.
Right on.
All right. So, oh no. Let us begin with you, sir. You wish to roam the academy halls. Look for less than desirable students, probably the rich kids who mom and dad bought their way into the Lyceum to pay for the new Olympic-sized swimming pool that they have access to, right? We all know those people. All right. I would like you to either roll me a persuasion roll to try to get people to like you, or investigation, find signs of seedy activity.
Now, would the advantage in investigation from the diamond, would that apply here?
Absolutely. Every investigation roll you make.
All right. I wasn't sure if
that's
that
a
was
good
like
augment.
searching for stuff.
No, it's investigation. Yeah.
Hey.
Well, it didn't matter.
Please.
25. As you're walking through campus, you notice... Oh, damn. That was loud. You notice... At some of the corners on the walls, there are tiny little etched arrows pointing in various different directions.
These can't.
Well, it's this is more like thieves probably can't.
Right.
You start
Wannabe
following
can't.
the arrows. Yeah. Thieves maybe. More like this. You start following them, and you see that it brings you over towards a hallway with various different doors to different dens that people sleep in. And one of these doors in particular has a giant white X across some type of large parchment over top of it. And it has a big red lettering of "Get Out" written on it as well.
Well, I've read enough maps that say X marks the spot. So I would like to approach and listen to see if I hear anything going on.
All right, roll me a perception check.
With advantage.
Yep. Yeah, they gave you the right item. That's 22. You stick your door up, and you hear on the other side, shh, shh, shh. Wait, somebody tripped the alarm.
I'm gonna do a quick stealth hide.
All right. Roll me a stealth check. You quickly leap back to the other side of the wall, like dip your head down a little bit, cross your arms, and just look very nonchalant. About a minute goes by before the door opens up. Someone pops their head out. It appears to be an air genasi who looks back and forth over at you. Gives you the nod. then goes back into the room.
Okay, I'll walk up and knock on the door.
The door slowly opens. You see the eye of the air genasi. The restroom's down the hall.
Is it?
Dick.
It's a good thing I don't currently need it.
All right. What do you need?
Depends on what you have.
He's gonna roll an insight check. Wow! Natural 20 for a fucking 18. Are you a guard? No, legally you have to tell me if you're a guard. I can't. I'm not allowed to make assumptions.
No, I'm not a guard. I'm frankly insulted, but no, I'm not a guard.
All right, cool. Looks back and forth down the hallway, cracks the door open a little bit more. All right, come on in. Quickly, come on.
I'll follow him in.
He immediately shuts the door, locks it, deadbolt locks it, chain locks it, and then waves his hand as a magical lock goes over the lock as well. He turns back to you. All right, man, what are you looking for?
I'm randomly here and looking to see what sort of wares could potentially be procured, and I find the best goods are in offbeat locations. I could be looking for many things, so I'm not entirely sure what you may have.
Well, we got things that make you go faster, things that make you go slower, things that make other people go slower as well, things that make time move slower around you. And we have a new one that allows your mind to work really fucking fast for a short period of time, and then you crash.
I like to make you go faster and the mind go faster.
All right, man. Yeah. He goes over towards this very, very cruddy, ill-kept, and honestly kind of smelly bunk bed, where you see that somebody else is like on the top bunk currently reading a book, rolling their eyes. He lifts up the mattress, pulls out a small set of bags, opens them up, and pulls out a tiny vial with this white powder in it, places it on the bed, and then he pulls out this tiny vial with pink powder in it, then places it on the bed. All right, so I'm looking at about 350 for the Go Fast, and about 550 for the Think Fast.
Do I recognize this at all? Is this sort of an illicit thing I may have run into previously?
Arcana check. 16. The first one, yes. This is hasting powder. When you consume this powder as an action, you gain the benefits of the haste spell for up to 1 minute. However, if you spend a single turn without physically running, the haste immediately ends. So if you spend a turn and don't expend any movement speed, the haste ends and you are stunned for a round.
Okay,
The
so
other one, though,
that
you've
was
never
like
come across.
Like a taste test, kind of to test the authenticity. Little pinky gum rub.
It's more of the close examination to make sure it has the right like crystallization to it and shit that you would be aware of. But yeah. The pink one though, you've never seen something like that before.
So explain to me the Think Fast.
All right, man. So like exams are coming up around the corner, right? You need to make sure you are hyper focused, fixated, but you need to keep those spells going without taking up all of your mind's power. When you take this for up to 1 hour, it will stay focused on whatever spells you had going for you, so your mind is free and available to focus on what you're doing. including other spells. Out of character, it's a one-time consumption for being able to concentrate on 2 spells at the same time. It concentrates on one, you concentrate on the other.
What happens?
However,
after
there
the
is a
hour?
drawback that you don't. I'm not telling you. I'm telling you.
Absolutely nothing, I'm sure, Sinclair. Just go ahead and pick up a bunch for it.
Drugs never have a drawback, guys.
So does it only concentrate on the one spell, and then after concentration on that spell is over, or can I use it to concentrate on other ones afterwards?
Up to 1 hour, however different ones you want to use on that. You kind of, it divides your mind, right?
Got
So it can just put everything over on that useless side, the left side, while your right side is still being active. It's really good for exams.
Okay.
Made a killing off of this week. And that's the last one I got. So
350, you say, huh?
For the hasting powder, I said 650 for that one. Comes out to 1,000 flat. Nice and easy.
1,000 gold.
Doesn't sound that bad to me.
No, I'm sure it's not your gold. I didn't do a psychic link before we got here.
Nope. And he told you don't use innate magic because magic's here either. So
I was a little worried about that too. So I'll tell you what. I'll give you 3 for the haste. I have somebody who may be interested in the think fast, and I have a clientele who may be interested in more of this for future business, should it be needed.
all right, man. All right. 350. And he holds up the hasting powder.
Okay, 350.
Make sure you move fast if you want the other one, if somebody else doesn't come get it before you need it. You hear the guy from the top bunk, as if people actually fucking buy from you, dipshit. Alrighty,
I want to
well,
sleight of hand snag that, but I'm fighting against my inner.
your inner rogue.
Yeah.
Hey, he stole my drugs.
Yeah.
Like...
He's not gonna report you.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I could take a look at that and see if I can sleight of hand that vial of the think fast.
All right. I'm going to give him advantage on his perception check because he's watching that shit like a hawk.
Absolutely.
This is a -2, by the way.
Yeah, my...
He's watching you. He's watching you. He thinks he can read you.
Yeah.
And he thinks you're an all right guy. Pretty outstanding. All right, man. Pleasure doing
All right,
business
so I give him
with
the 350 for the haste.
you. Yeah, and you took both.
This kid could have
You
lost
do all
his
right,
entire
man.
lunch money.
You take care.
You too. And I walk back down the alleyways to the group whistling.
Very nonchalant whistle. The
Yeah.
name of what you were whistling is nonchalant.
Yeah.
And Corvus would know
Anywho.
this.
Yeah.
Yes! Corvus, the expert whistler.
I could
Actually,
teach a
Cannon.
class here.
Cannon, you know what that whistle sounds like. He's up to something.
He's a little flat though.
What do you expect from lizard lips? Anyways,
Yeah.
everybody else, you're going over to the student shop. As you get in there, you see that there appears to be a young halfling girl sitting at a desk right now reading a book with 3 other books in front of her and a mage hand holding up a large piece of paper that she keeps looking at and going back to her book. And as soon as you all walk through, you hear a doo-doo-doo enter into the area very suddenly, very weirdly, for those of you that aren't a part of the Lyceum. And she looks up, I am so sorry, I'm just studying in Hi, how can I help you?
Calm down first. It's okay.
You see heavy sacks under her eyes.
Final week is very
Hi.
stressful. I'm imagining she's a work study as well.
Would you like some hot cocoa?
No, thank you. That makes me sleepy. I need caffeine.
Do you sell healing potions?
Variations? Yes.
What do you mean by variations?
There is a alchemical study lab that people take as an elective, and after they craft whatever they craft, they're identified to make sure that they can still apply practically in some manner to individuals that consume them. Just not all the time they work, just most of the time they work. It's a study lab.
Got it. What do you charge for healing potions?
About 40 gold each. And right now we have roll me 2d6 for Fordrum.
Okay. Nine.
9 in stock.
Well, I say we buy some healing potions at least.
It's only
Anybody else?
360 gold.
We're not gonna buy it. Do we need all 9? Yes.
Do we? Do you want that many hit and miss ones?
Mm-mm.
No, we don't know which one's going to be a hit or which one's going to
Well,
be a
I
miss.
know that's what I mean, but
I was thinking 4.
that's probably enough.
Oh. Okay. Take your pick. And she gestures over towards a large crate that just has 9 of them like shoved into the crate itself. Anyone here proficient in herbalists? I know. Yeah.
No.
No.
All right, cool.
You mean
Then
medicine or-
Fordrum, one of these 4 is going to be a dud, or one of the 9 is a dud. I need you to roll me 4 d20s. If you get a 1, randomly, one of those 4 potions isn't going to work. Okay. In character, you should have a little bit of anxiety just in case. Out of character, you're fine.
Yep.
What other stuff do you sell from the student studies?
Well, we have a new lab for tinkerers as well. If you're looking for any noisemakers, bottle rockets, bottle caps, explosives, fireworks, cracklers, boomsticks.
Where is this?
That's over at there. She points at a wall it's sectioned off by a glass pane door that you can look in and see all of those things.
Okay, definitely gonna want to
You
stop by
said
there
a
later.
boomstick?
Yeah, so supposedly what it does, here, and she turns her back and goes into one of the drawers in the desk and pulls out a notebook and puts it way too close to her face to be reading. Yeah, you aim it in an area and it pushes a large explosion from it. Similar to some other spells. But it can only do it like once per day. It's like a thunder wave. It's a boomstick, though.
We don't really
It's a
need
stick that goes boom.
So it's a cone, not a.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, we have that one. And we have some firecrackers, and we have some sparklers, some dazzlers. And,
Think there's any need for fireworks during Bargain's show?
Well, I don't think they're for the show. I think that Corvus wants them because it's Corvus and he wants some fun.
We might
What's
need
the point of traveling
demolitions.
all the way here if you don't get something fun, right?
Exactly. You get it.
Can't
We
all
might-
just be about pissing off my mother, as much as that is fun.
We might need demolitions. You never know.
Corvus, is your face just right up against the glass window right now? Just
Oh, so hard.
That
Palms
boomstick does
on
look
it.
good though.
Cheek pressed up against the glass.
How big is the boomstick? Look.
oh, it's a wand. She points at it. It's just a wand.
Corvus is practically vibrating.
I just lost interest.
But yeah, we have that as an option too. Unless you're looking at things in the forms of protective natures.
You got anyone that studies the
So interested.
studies of augmentation?
Oh yeah, we have a bunch of students that are working on that. Mostly of the lower grade though. Roll me 1d6, Sinclair.
Corvus is sitting over like, why have we moved on past the fireworks? I haven't bought anything yet.
We have 4 of them available right now. Roll me 4 d20s.
Yep.
2 16s, 11, and 12. We have 2 actually from the same student that made the boomstick. Repulsion augments at our disposal right now. And we have, she flips through pages. Oh, the Frostwalker augment. That's usually a nice one if you plan on going to like snowy places and other places like
I
that.
swear to God.
And the Obscura augment. Yeah,
Us
we have
and
all of
boot
those at our
augments.
disposal right now.
Why do we keep running across boot augments? Like we keep making them, they keep showing up.
It's the rolls, man. There's only 4 of them on the tree at that level.
We
Like
roll
I
'em
even
all.
pull out our Frostwalker. Like we got one of those. What is
Sorry.
the repulsion one do?
Ooh, that one's actually really good. You can put it into any type of item. And much like the boomstick, when you slap that item, it repulses things away from you. Hopefully.
Oh, that's nice.
So repulsion is, as an action, you can strike the augment. When you do, all creatures within 10 feet of you must make a DC 13 strength save. On a failure, they are pushed 10 feet away from you. A creature can willingly fail the save once per long rest.
Oh. And
So it's literally a get the fuck away button.
yeah, not as strong as like someone who has Thunderwave.
Sure, but it's also a freebie once per day.
Yeah. Oh, it's a once
And
per day,
also it's a
okay.
10-foot and it's a 10-foot area around you. Whereas Thunderwave is a 15-foot cube in front of you.
Yeah.
There's a big difference when you're being flanked by enemies all around you.
And what's Obscura?
Oh, that one's actually kind of interesting. It doesn't work on a lot of creatures, unfortunately. What number was that? 12. You can, if somebody hits you, you can quickly activate it in order to emit a toxin within a 5-foot radius centered on you, of course. And everybody other than you has to try to make sure they don't get poisoned. And if they do get poisoned, they're blinded for the duration, which is just a short little while, but it's good for all of that. So as a reaction to being hit, you emit a toxin in a 5-foot radius centered on you. Each creature other than yourself must make a DC 13 con save. On a failure, they are poisoned for 1 round. A creature poisoned in this way is blinded for the duration.
And it's a once per day?
It's a once per day.
That one sounds really fancy. How much is that one?
That one, we're willing to let it go for about 450. Of course, if you're here with Mr. Lyceum, hi Argan. She waves at you. Roll me a history check, see if you remember who she is. 23. Alicia is her name. She came in from Stilben a year after you got enrolled here, and she's been in the work release program literally the entire time, working full-time while studying full-time.
Hello, Alicia. Yes, he is with me.
So you could obviously, I mean, I wouldn't say anything. Use your student discount, of course.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So we'll say 400. And were you interested in the boomstick?
I'm interested in a lot of that section.
Well, the boomstick is 100. The firecrackers roll me 2d4s. Those are 5 apiece. The fireworks, there's 7 of them. Roll me 1d4. The fireworks are 40 apiece. And the sparklers are 5 apiece. And sparklers, they have like 10.
What are
The boomstick would be 100, though.
There's 40 apiece for the fireworks.
That is correct. And there's 3 of them. So 120 if you want all 3.
That's. I'll just take the lot.
All right, you add up everything and deduct it.
Yep. Except for the sparklers.
You don't want the sparklers?
Two of the sparklers. I'll take 2 of the sparklers.
All right. Now, the firecrackers have a 1-minute delay after igniting them, at which point they will create a very loud, consistent crackling and popping noise that can deafen individuals that are within 5 feet of them when they initiate, and can also hide other sounds further away. Firework is a firework. It's a firework.
Those could legitimately be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Shame they don't
You
have
mean
Roman
low-grade
candles.
explosives can be useful?
Well, yeah.
Who could have possibly foreseen that?
I don't know.
Corvus is just holding a crate with all of this dangerous shit in his hands.
So what do the students here use for components when they go to make augments?
Oh, well, we have some professors that go out and kill things periodically if they become a danger near the school, and then we use them as resource subjects.
Hmm. Yeah, we killed a beholder and made what was the augment we made from it? 'Cause it wasn't a boot augment, I know that. Anyone know?
I don't remember.
No.
Yeah, it'd have to be written down at that point.
That was the thing that Hedge gave you. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, he gave it to you. You had to write it down. Bop, bop. Well, I'm sure it's really nice. Around this
They
time,
have-
Onel walks around the corner.
With him
Yeah,
whistling. Do they have any spells?
Spell? Yeah. In the library, and anything you need access to, I'm sure you can just get.
Oh, can I just copy stuff from the library?
Yes, you still have to pay for the paper and ink, and they limit you to 2 spells leveling up to a total of 3rd level per month.
Okay.
I also believe there's some mention of protective items.
Oh, yeah. Do you want the gummy ball?
Describe what that does.
All right, and she pulls out this large jawbreaker. So what you do is you start chewing on it, and by the time it is nothing but gummy remaining, during that entire duration, nobody can magically scry on you or magically detect you. Usually takes about an hour to chew.
Just feed that to Fordrum when he's against his will, so he doesn't. That way we can hide him from all the people he's giving beard hairs to.
That's 120 apiece. And we also have we have ointments of protection.
Again, a description would be helpful in.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You're not students here. I apologize. These are very common things. These ointments, although they are fairly expensive, are useful at protecting you from one variation of elemental damage for an hour after applying it to yourself. So it's 1 minute to apply to gain resistance to that damage type for 1 hour.
Ooh, that actually could be fairly useful.
We have we have 2 fire ones, a lightning one, and 2 cold ones.
I think the cold could come in handy for some of our members who are not so adapted to that.
Right? Yeah.
Do y'all also offer services like identification?
I mean, you can ask almost any student who has the monies to buy a pearl to do that for you. I can't afford a pearl, unfortunately.
I don't think anybody short of one of the professors maybe is going to be able to find out anything more than we already know, if that's what you're looking for.
Well, no, I still have this beaded bracelet made with onyx.
I could lend you my pearl.
I mean, if you need something identified, me or Fordrum could do that at any time.
Oh, I didn't know y'all had that ability.
We both have identified.
Yeah.
Fordrum normally does it. I can do it, but it's more Fordrum's area of expertise than mine.
Oh,
I knew how to do it.
Bothered learning.
How. Been a while since I've done
Sorry.
it.
She works in the magic shop, and she's never bothered to learn identify.
Well,
Focus yourself.
I
They
can't.
come with
I can't.
instructions.
I can't afford a pearl. Why would I try learning if
That's a
dude?
fair point.
I'm like 300 gold in debt.
I'd help you, but I
Yeah.
actually have to borrow money from my friends every time I want to buy anything.
I just look at the loot bag for a second.
I just nod at Fordrum.
Speaking of which, I need to buy some ink.
Yeah, we have plenty in stock right now.
Corvus reaches into his pocket, pulls out his old pearl that he has not used in I think a year and a half real world time.
So a year and a half, give or take, in game.
This I don't have much use for this anymore. Perhaps you might in your studies.
I can't afford it. I'm sorry. I just
Oh,
can't
I
do
don't
that.
I just put it on the counter and I don't need anything for it.
I just grin at Corvus.
Corvus, roll a persuasion roll.
I'm good at those.
There's one of two ways that this can go.
22.
Thanks. Really appreciate it. She takes the pearl and tucks it into a pouch that she ties the loop around her wrist and then tucks it into her robe to like safeguard it.
Huh.
That's the most expensive thing I own. Other than my book, of course. Thank you.
Oh, any mage worth their salt will treasure their book more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I'll treasure this too. It's nice. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. That actually unlocks a lot of different studies for me.
I do believe in helping to further the cause of education.
It's good. Not a lot of rich people think that. Her eyes like flickered to Argon and then went down when she was saying that.
You could say whatever you want. I know what my family is like.
Yeah. Your brother's kind of an asshole.
Yeah, my brother is an asshole. There's no kind of about it.
Yeah.
In fact, all of my brothers are assholes. I have 5 siblings. They're all terrible people.
In retrospect, you might have turned out rather miraculously.
You know what? I want to help too.
Wait, I got a better idea. Lass, let's give her 2 of the ice spikes.
We can do that, and I give her a not touch scholars pack as well.
Well, the ice worm spikes she can sell for enough money to buy her way through the rest of the school.
Wait, what?
Oh, the ones from
Oh, those.
Yeah, they're valued at like 300 each.
Yeah, we've got 8 of them and nothing to do with them, really. So
That I don't have as much of an issue with.
good. Can we give her 2?
Yeah, I don't see why not. And I'll
She
give her
can-
my scholars pack too.
Seriously?
she can certainly find someone here that'll buy them.
Yeah.
What is, this is, guys,
Here.
you don't.
Here's an
like,
entire pack as well.
You'll have to earn this because you're going to have to take them and sell them. But you should get at least 300 gold each one. They're from ice worms. We killed them. I harvested them.
300.
And they're worth stuff to some people. They can use them into these. Well, I don't even know what they can use them for. I was going to make them into weapons.
Ice worms.
Yeah, we also got a winter wolf pelt that
That's
someone could use to make a nice cloak or something.
I
Y'all
mean,
do
you might
with
actually use that though. So
if I sell these, I could actually afford to declare a major finally.
Yeah. Good.
Wow.
Well, magical cells is really good. It's also very profitable.
I think the only thing we'd ask is that you remember to pay it forward. You know.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I'm an archmage, I plan on like donating back to the academy or maybe starting my own.
I just look at Argon again and I go, I just mouthed the word Archmage?
We like titles. I'll give you
Yeah,
2.
archmages.
I'm going to give you 2 pieces of advice that I've learned in my time away from here. People are far better than what we always see here in the Lyceum. Sometimes there's people that just like to help others. And the second one is sometimes it's never a bad idea to make friends on the way through rather than enemies. We tend to be far better at the second, but sometimes it helps to leave a first.
Oh, now you sit there with the pink powder in your pocket.
And a big smile.
Yep. Sometimes. Just
I said we're better at doing the second. But we're better at the enemies than we are the friends. But
all right. Yeah, I mean, thank you guys so much. I mean, here, let me use my employee discount then, actually. Yeah. So add 100 more GP to your guys' party loot.
I just give her back the 100
Alright.
and say,
no,
use this.
no. That was going to the academy, so like this is more than enough. I mean, I still need to earn my way. I can't rely on everybody, right? Like I this gets me to declare my major and break even from this point on. That's
And you
all the
got a
help I
nice
need,
brand
honestly.
new. You got a brand new scholars pack too.
Yeah. Oh crap! I could take a day off each week. Wow.
I suggest when you graduate, spend some time outside of the school before you come back.
You know,
Places I could suggest: Whitestone, and
yeah.
there's another place called
Oh,
Uthadern.
oh.
Very good
Like,
places.
what? No, that's cold. I'm gonna go back down to the south, probably the Lucidian coast. You know, I forget what grass feels like.
Well,
I've
I
been
would
working
recommend
so
Marquette,
long, I
but
forget what grass feels like.
I'd recommend Marquette, but the wildlife tends to munch on travelers, so I don't
Oh
recommend it.
yeah, yeah. All right, but thank you all so much. Really appreciate
Do
it,
great things, lass. What's your name?
Alicia.
Alicia. It was great running into you here.
Yeah, all of you too. Welcome back, Argon. Nice friends you got here.
Yes, I've met some interesting and good people on my journeys.
A lot better than those people you used to hang out with.
Yeah.
They're dicks.
Hey, wasn't your teacher? Wasn't the person we met before your teacher as well, Argon?
Who?
The one that was on the moon.
Thunderbrand.
No. She is in no way affiliated with the Lyceum.
Oh,
Nobody here knows about her.
Wait, Moon?
Yeah, it's a story for another time.
I'll keep my mouth shut. Understood.
Oh no, just
Oh,
not. Trust
you'll
me,
s-
enough of the professors are going to find out about it soon enough, I'm sure. But
All right.
go to the test that's coming up in 3 days. You'll get to
3 days.
see what.
I don't think we have a date set, do we?
Yeah, she said 3
3
Oh,
days.
did we? Okay.
3 days.
In 3 days, you'll see what we mean by the moon.
Ooh. Oh, that's gonna be exciting. All right, yeah, I'm gonna schedule a day off of work.
There you go. Live it up.
Good for you too. Probably.
Yeah. Are you doing it outside? I really want to touch grass again.
It will have to be outside.
Awesome. Yes, grass. Is it soft? Is it? And she just starts like thinking and rambling to herself, very curious what grass still feels like. And I think this is a good stopping point, everybody.
I'm gonna leave one of the meals that Mama made us on the counter for her.
Oh, that's the best she's fucking eaten in years. And we will be back
look
in a
famished.
couple of weeks. Argon and the party, you have a couple of weeks to organize some grandiose display of magic for you to show your mother that you are willing and worthy of being out there in the world. All right?
Yep.
All right. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye.